Is there anything else you want to talk with us about before we ask you to recede?
Yes. Might you prompt us with questions to assist?
There are a lot of things going on Earth right now. Since COVID, things are upside down. There's a lot of chaos. What can we do to help? And how long was this going to last?
It may last another 5 to 10 years for people to really shift and awaken on a grander scale. Many of you are already awake. We are waiting for now the majority. And it can happen faster than is thought, than is understood. Do understand 5 to 10 years is quite fast. So first of all, your peoples are ascending at spectacular rates in frequency. The other element of this is the people need inspiration and play. Sound healing and sound frequency is so important for them. But they need not know what's occurring. The more your people become creative in how to spread the sound without needing to have any quote unquote woo-woo energy behind it, the faster the planet ascends, the faster the people grow. But there is an element of trickery, of loving mischief behind the sound, because not everyone can know what's happening. Not everyone need know what's happening because it would push them away. Because there is so much fear. This is where we love to incorporate the Jupiter energy into the Earth energy and the peoples, because it is meant to be benevolent and friendly and fun. The planet needs to play. The people need to play without cause.
What is the best way to tap into the Jupiter energy?
It is through the air. We are sending our Jupiter air onto the planet. There are just certain frequencies that block it.
Do those chemtrails block it?
Yes, there are also frequencies that block it, emissions of frequencies.
What can we do to stop that?
Moving into more free energy-based society, of course. Really moving in the direction of free energy, even if it sounds quite wild. There needs to be a push for the acceptance of free energy. The healthy kind.
The government seems to be trying to push people into buying everything electric cars, which is ridiculous.
Yes.
In the switch of a switch, they could shut it off. It's just not right.
Correct.
People don't understand. They think it's clean energy. Electricity is one of the dirtiest things that can be made on the planet. I worked in a power plant for 30 years.
Indeed. It is important for those who are in this understanding and awareness to actually come together to move in a direction of bringing free energy to the planet. It is no small task, and we do understand the dangers associated with it. But you are being asked to maintain this frequency with love.
Mm.
Not in spite, not in against anybody, but in a reclamation of love.
Mm.
With love comes miracles. With love comes portals and gateways into which the frequency and the air of Jupiter is allowed to enter. So until the bigger, let's say, lines are cleared, the frequencies that get in the way of our air and the particles that get in the way of our air, your intention also streamlines some of that energy through you. It can spontaneously appear in your lungs. Because of your intention and because of your love. And with the air of Jupiter in your lungs and with your heart frequency moving and flowing in the direction that it needs to, there is little that you can't do when coming together. It may take what you might deem as a long time to make way, but as you start it, you create a collective conscious and scope for others to start it around the globe as well. So that there are different humans, different pockets of humans doing it on your planet. And eventually some of them is going to take off. Eventually the love is going to reach a place where it's just simply understood that this is the right thing to do. There's a way for this to happen where it is a sweet spot of ease of transition. See, your consciousness is creating this ease and flow from the old to the new. And it is through love, it is through calmness. It is through the air of Jupiter in your lungs and in your heart. You doing it in your spaces and areas allows others to be inspired to, because you are all connected consciously, to do it in their parts. There are other parts of the globe whom are going to have an easier time transitioning to free energy than your developed countries. Africa and Asia being one of them, two of them. We see free energy really starting to spread from Africa. There is a country in particular, a coastal country, a small one, in the slightly middle but more south, one of the south countries in Africa. It is a small one, where despite it being a very small country, ends up having a lot of impact because of this free energy. And we see it in 4 to 5 years. So understand that while it might not seem like a success on your country in your exact setting, it will be in other parts. And this is about more of a long game than the short game. Meaning some of you on your planet right now may not get to see the full expression of free energy as you would like to see it in its development, while others have a quicker and easier time because of the energy and frequency and love you held around free energy where you are. It all makes a difference. It all makes a difference. This is what we want all of you to know. It all makes a difference. Your love and your intention, it all makes a difference. It carves out the path for another to follow easier, and for it and their frequency to match easier and for them to bring it in onto the planet easier. So though it may not directly come through you because of your work and your intention to have it be that way, because of your meeting with others who have the same intention, can very well make it very easy for another person in a different part of your globe to allow it to come into place that much easier because of the work and the headway you did. There will be new technologies, and it will be up to humanity to use them responsibly and to see yourselves, visualize yourselves using these technologies responsibly is very important. You are capable of using the technologies that we use now on our planet and in the ways that we build. You are capable of doing this right now. Your species just does not know it for the most part. We are not above you in consciousness. We are with you. We love you. We watch you. Your ability to ascend affects all of us. Your ability to match.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Your ability to match our frequency and then some is your destiny. Is humanity's destiny.
When you speak about ascending, when we ascend, does that mean we leave the planet?
Not necessarily. Some of you will, and some of you will choose to stay to create. We wouldn't even call it a new earth. It is beyond new earth. It is the reconstruction of the establishments that were always intended to exist on the planet in the first place. It is the travel, it is the love, it is the frequency of the heart of the planet. For everything to match that, from her people to her buildings to her holographic buildings, to her energy, to all the things that she wants to create as well. You, in the ascension process, some will stay and some will go by will, at will. Those who choose to ascend. Some will be flung in a way off to their origin planets, some in the solar system, some not. Some will stay and build, some will stay and build, and some will stay and travel to learn more and again. Your choice, there will be no restrictions at that point. And many of you will do numerous things. Many of you will do both. But many of you will have a resonance with one or the other. To stay with Earth more frequently, or to go and explore or go back home, so to speak. Many of you will have completed your jobs here on planet Earth and be so excited, in fact, run home, so to speak. And just as Jupiter and the Sun created our families, the Earth is going to be creating her new families as well. She's tried to, but because of where certain frequencies were, she could not really create as she wanted to. So there are only about a handful of very pure Earth souls. Most of the other pure souls on your planet, like our channel, come from off-planet families. The Earth is learning to recreate her own. Many have tried to aid her in that process as well, but have been shut down. by other outside forces. There have been many who have tried to assist her because Earth has tried to call for assistance in creating more souls of her essence, of her earthly pure essence. That process is going to get easier as the ascension continues. There will be more pure earth children.
Do you have a message for humanity?
Yes. The message is to find your heartstring and play that instrument with so much love to the fullest, to play it full out, and to combine forces, to combine songs, to combine frequencies, to create music, to create albums, if you will, to create chapters of beingness, and to create future chapters so that you welcome in new frequency with sound. Sound is incredibly pure, it's incredibly fresh, it's incredibly new energy, and it cannot be repeated in any one way the exact same way than it once was. It's creating this constant fingerprint of energy, if you will, emanating from your Earth planet. And as you do this, you call in so much light, healing, and awakening where you exist. You tear the confines through the sound. And it's slowly over time, some might be immediate tears. Others are like a soft awakening, like a soft eroding. The frequency erodes the old over time. So learn to play the instruments of your heart as best you can and to the fullest. And have fun in the process. There has been enough suffering, and you are ready to move out of this paradigm of suffering. You are getting closer and closer to taking care of yourselves and each other in the funnest, most beautiful ways. Be ecstatic in your pursuit of your passions. We guide you with love. We guide you with air. We are here. Yes, we need to place this plasma over the food as well.
Mm-hmm.
Asking for this air plasma, it's a bit as one and the same thing on our planet, to ask for this plasma to cover your food. So that when it be ingested, any particles that are not of your highest good to have ingested are in a way carefully coated with this plasma.
Mm.
There are current scientists on your planet who are actually working with this plasma on a physical level. They are neutral in energy, but in the wrong hands, their research can and will and does, it is used for not so great uses. The uses for you are supposed to be very practical and also of very high light. So as practical as washing your hands with it, and then as advanced as building cell towers, so to speak, on planet Earth to match certain frequencies that the Earth wants to match.
Can we correct the incorrect frequencies, not only with sound and light, but with prayer?
Yes.
Is there a specific prayer that will help?
The more humming in the prayer, the more ums and ohs in the prayer, the better.
Hmm.
Within the words. The prayer can also be a sacred attunement and sound and song, if you will, of the vowel sounds. The vowel sounds are actual words to us and to God. If you can decode the words, the octaves of the words for each of the vowel sounds, you will have uncovered part of the secret, if you will, to sound. The more song-like your prayer, the better.
Thank you. Can other people request body scan and healing from you?
Absolutely.
And how would they do it?
In the same way, they can call on Jesse as well,
Mm-hmm.
and they see the same symbol spinning above, around, inside. This symbol spins in whatever direction, moves at whatever angle it needs to scrape out, to move out the old frequencies.
Okay. Is it appropriate now to ask you to recede?
Yes.
We thank you so very much for coming to talk with us today. What would you like to share with humanity about, not just about your session, but anything? And also,
Yeah, wow. There's so much. It's I want to say the message of humanity right now is to humanity. And you know, from this session, it's like it's literally our job to bring in all the things, all the freedom that we want to see exist on the planet. It's our job to embody them and with love spread them on the planet. And if something is being received without love, then it's almost like we get to stop it, put it down, and then pick it up on a different part of the planet or something like that at a later point in time. So it's like what we perceive as failure is actually not failure at all. We're just doing the same thing over and over again until it eventually, all the things surrounding that thing can then take off. They can then blossom and bloom there. There's a magic behind location. There really is. And just because it doesn't work in one location with one set of people or one person doesn't mean that that's still not inspiring the next person that it's going to succeed with, just by our collective conscious. So essentially, we really, really seriously need to get out of the old paradigm of like not being good enough and failing, because it's not failure. There's no failure. We're actually all already helping each other. And so we need to start playing with like the bigger things. I'm hearing like and feeling like we need to start playing with the bigger things, the bigger toys, right? Like this plasma energy, this free energy. Like we don't have to be afraid to play.